What's up? Welcome to Syke'd on New Music. I'm Syke here today with Tegan and Sara, or is it Tegan and Sara? Which way am I going?
Tegan and Sara.
Tegan
and Sara. Sara.
Okay, so let's just get right to it. The 800-pound gorilla in the room. It's not something you guys like to talk about a lot, but I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag. You are twins.
We are.
Is that? Can we get an official statement? You're twins?
We are officially identical twins.
Now, how long have you known each other?
We met at birth. I was surprised. She was my neighbor in the womb, and she was super loud, and I thought she was definitely going home with a different mom, but it turns out that she's got the same mom as I do.
So a long time you've known each other.
A couple years, yeah.
Okay, well, the whole twin thing, I mean, I've never met twins, but do you guys, like, if you, well, this is the first time, so congratulations to you guys. My first twins. If you get a mosquito bite, do you feel it?
Yeah, I'm itchy right now, actually, so Tegan must have something. Maybe it's a tick. Gotta watch out for the Lyme disease.
But is that true, though? Like, do you feel things that she feels or laugh when she laughs? Does it work that way?
You know, here, two things. Okay, first of all, I'm still completely shocked by the fact that you've never met any other twins. That's crazy. Maybe we grew up in some kind of, like, twin epicenter because we grew up with so many other twins in our neighborhood. In one family, there was 2 sets of twins, actually, next door to us. That's how many sets of twins there were just everywhere. Everyone had them. So it wasn't as unique and special as your enthusiasm would lead your viewers to believe, at least not in our world. But hanging around with you, I feel like we could get away with telling you a lot of lies that you would believe.
Yeah, you want to tell me one now?
Sure. Well, I mean, you're going down a slippery slope of twin hysteria / myth, and I don't want to necessarily myth bust. You know, I'm happy to go along with whatever you want. So, yeah, we feel each other's pain. We're talking to each other right now about the set list in their heads.
Is she talking while you're talking right now? Do I have to watch like this?
No, it's fine. We can hear each other loud and clear. Our channels are completely clear. And, I mean, of course, the biggest twin myth. Twith.
A twith. I like that. Hashtag twith. I like it.
It is that Sara and I, we constantly we get people to mistake us for each other. So, like, if someone calls me Sara, I just go with it.
I was actually saying that before. Have you ever had somebody come up to you and say, hey, you know who you remind me of? Sara from Tegan and Sara. And you're Tegan, and you're like, oh, yeah, I get that often.
Yes, and I just go with it. That is one thing that I will allow. You can absolutely fool people, but only people who don't know you that well. So the cat's out of the bag. That's Tegan, and I'm Sara.
All right. Okay, so now getting to the serious stuff. The new single, Closer. Congratulations on the success of that. A little bit of a different sound for you guys. I mean, more of an indie sound, and now you're kind of transitioning into the pop world. Why the transition? Why the move? And how difficult can it be transitioning from one format of music or one genre of music to another?
I mean, you know, we've been making music for over a decade, and I think we've definitely tried out different things as we've gone along. Like, we collaborated with dance artists. Sara collaborated with a hip-hop artist a couple years ago. We've both sang and worked with a lot of rock and punk acts over the years. So we've always sort of been interested in exploring lots of different sounds. And I think we just kind of, in the evolution of Tegan and Sara, the trip has led us to pop now. So I think we're just experimenting with those influences that we had from growing up in the 80s and 90s. And I think that so far it's going well. We're
seeing nowadays in music, it's becoming more and more of a thing where artists will, you know, put their own political beliefs, ideologies into songs. For example, Macklemore has done it now with Same Love. How important is it for you to now be at a point where you can inject this into your music and have it be received so well?
Well, I think as gay artists, we've always been very sensitive and walked that fine line. We don't want to necessarily make political music, but we are political people. And I think our band has always been outspoken and political because we are the people who are in the band. But I think that the music itself has always been about romance and relationships. But we've always kind of balanced that with what we believe, because we didn't want to get written off as just like some light and fluffy, you know, pop band or whatever. But as, you know, this marriage equality fight and all of the sort of, you know, I mean, I guess for us it really started to become really intense and uncomfortable when Prop 8 happened. I think that was like, we'd always been outspoken, but I think it was right around then that we started to be like, okay, well, this is actually a big deal. Because in Canada, where we're from, you know, gay marriage and equality had already happened. And I think that for us, we had grown up in an alternative household. We grew up with parents that weren't married, and so marriage wasn't necessarily a thing that I was thinking about at that age. I was, you know, in my early 20s, and I just didn't care. And all of a sudden, you know, I was dating an American who lived in California, and her rights had been stripped from her, and all of a sudden I was like, holy crap, all of a sudden I'm really mad. Like, I'm not just like, yeah, equality for everybody. And I think that right there in itself is a snapshot of the problem, is that a lot of young people and a lot of people in general in North America are apathetic only because we've grown up in a time where things are a lot easier and people are more accepted. And I think that we've gotten reignited and reinvigorated because we feel like this is the time to strike. You know, there's a lot happening. There's a lot of change happening very quickly. And we have a lot of really strong, amazing allies in the community right now who are standing up for gay rights. So I think as an alternative gay artist, it's like really exciting to have someone else stepping up on the mic and saying something, because it was always us, and I always felt like maybe we were preaching to the converted. But then to see someone like Macklemore and Ryan Lewis get up on stage and say it, we just saw them in Germany say it to like 80,000 people. It's pretty cool, and it feels really good, and it, you know, inspires me to try to continue to push things forward, I think.